Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking a deliberate step back from the relentless, deafening noise of new technology and shiny software updates. Instead, we're putting on the hat of a business systems strategist. We're going to explore a very specific, foundational framework called the Business Leak Diagnostic. Now, if you're an SME owner, a founder, or running a service business, you've absolutely felt the pressure to modernize, right? Maybe you're feeling rushed to implement AI or roll out some massive new automated workflow. But hold on, because before you spend a single dime on implementation, we need to have a serious talk about diagnosing hidden operational leaks. Because if you just build new tech on top of broken, outdated processes, you aren't actually solving the problem. You are literally just automating the friction. To respect your time and keep our architectural focus incredibly sharp, here's our roadmap for today. First, the hidden business leaks. Second, why visibility matters most. Third, the diagnostic-first approach. Fourth, how the process works. Fifth, the executive deliverables. And finally, number 6, taking the first step. I want to start by asking you to think about your own operations for just a second. Where is your business quietly leaking? Be honest with yourself here. Most leaders have this nagging gut feeling that something isn't quite right. Maybe it's a creeping sense of operational anxiety that keeps you up at night. You just know that somewhere, somehow, revenue, customer trust, or your team's incredibly valuable time is slipping through the cracks, completely unnoticed. Section 1, the hidden business leaks. Let's look at the symptoms of a business that's quietly losing ground. Okay, let's dive into this. When a business is fragmented, it doesn't always look like total burning chaos from the outside. Often it's way more subtle. It looks like a series of small daily paper cuts. We're talking about missed inquiries that just vanish into the void, weak trust signals that make a prospect instantly bounce over to a competitor. It's that painful, sluggish response time just because someone, somewhere, has to manually forward an email. These manual admin bottlenecks, poor conversion paths, and disconnected systems are terrifying precisely because internal teams just accept them. The psychology is actually pretty simple. Over time, it just becomes, well, that's just the way we do things around here. And that leads us to an absolutely crucial concept we need to define right now: compounding friction. You see, businesses rarely ever have just one neat, isolated problem. Wouldn't that be nice? Instead, they have a cluster of friction points. A slow response delay over here teams up with a manual admin bottleneck over there, and together, they quietly multiply. This compounding effect is what literally kills business growth. It's a tangled web, and it requires a highly structured diagnosis to finally unravel. Moving into Section 2, why visibility matters most. We have to gain clear sight of these compounding issues. And this brilliantly illustrates the contrast. On one side, you have the fragmented, leaking operation, just completely plagued by missed follow-ups and manual overload. But on the other side, you have a diagnosed and aligned business. A diagnosed business has crystal clear visibility, trust-first positioning, and lightning-fast lead responses. It possesses real operational clarity and strong conversion confidence. Most importantly, a diagnosed business actually has AI-ready workflows. Listen, you cannot just drop artificial intelligence into a fragmented system. You have to transition to this aligned state first. It all anchors back to this single, undeniably powerful truth. You can't fix what you can't see. Jumping straight into implementation blind, buying a fancy new CRM, redesigning a whole website, or deploying a chatbot without actually knowing the root cause of your friction is incredibly dangerous. It wastes capital, and honestly, it highly frustrates your team. Diagnosis must absolutely always precede prescription. Section 3, the diagnostic-first approach. This is where we act like strategists rather than a hype-driven agency. The entire foundation of this approach relies on what we call outside-in logic. Now, why is this so necessary? Because human psychology guarantees that we become completely numb to the things we see every single day. Internal teams will inherently miss the leaks in their own business because they've just adapted to their own broken processes. A true business leak diagnostic looks at your operation through the cold, highly objective lens of your customers. It assesses your trust signals, your conversion friction, and your operational bottlenecks exactly as the outside world experiences them. And adopting this approach forces a really necessary pushback against current market trends. Right now, there is a massive, almost deafening push toward AI hype and futuristic automation promises. We see these chatbot-first narratives everywhere, right? But the diagnostic-first approach champions practical, grounded modernization. It relies on calm, human-guided, AI-assisted expertise. It's about doing the hard work to find the root cause of why a lead didn't convert in the first place, rather than just slapping a shiny AI tool on your site to generate more unqualified leads that your team can't even handle. Section 4. How the process works. Let's break down the actual mechanics of this. The progression here is highly structured and remarkably simple. It starts with a confidential 4-minute intake form and payment processing just to set the baseline. Step 2 is a hyper-focused 40-minute Zoom diagnostic session where your specific friction points are explored in real time. Step 3 is the deep back-end work where those hidden trust, conversion, and admin leaks are officially identified. And finally, Step 4 brings the whole shebang together with the delivery of the executive recommendations. Now, what's really interesting about this is the strict priority model we apply. This isn't just a vague, wandering hour of consulting. The diagnostic is divided into 3 distinct layers. First, a primary deep dive isolates your absolute highest impact business friction point and analyzes it in serious depth. Then, secondary reviews diagnose and prioritize your next 2 major pain points, say a website trust issue and a massive admin bottleneck. Finally, everything is translated into an actionable SOP, giving you a highly practical roadmap of next steps. Section 5, the executive deliverables. Let's look at exactly what lands on your desk. The deliverables here are incredibly comprehensive. They are designed specifically to bridge the massive gap between your current operational chaos and your future clarity. You receive the full outside-in diagnostic review. This includes a robust trust and credibility assessment, a deep dive analysis of exactly where your website is causing friction, a harsh review of your admin bottlenecks, and a totally honest assessment of your actual AI readiness. All of this is neatly compiled into a clear, no-nonsense executive findings report. So the crucial point is this. The prescriptive outcome of this diagnostic is not automatically some sneaky pitch to buy more AI. Not at all. It is entirely about practical, human-guided steps. You receive an actionable SOP. You can literally take that structured roadmap and hand it right to your internal team to execute, pass it off to your current IT development partner, or engage outside implementation support if you want to. The implementation is entirely optional. The ultimate true value is in getting the visibility. Finally, Section 6, taking the first step, a simple, transparent path forward. Let's talk numbers with absolute clarity. The international pricing for the Business Leak Diagnostic is a flat $475. That's it. There are no complex, confusing tiered packages, no hidden ongoing retainer fees, and zero agency fluff. It is a single, laser-focused diagnostic designed to give you immediate, clear visibility and priority actions. To initiate the whole process, the 4-minute intake form asks some very targeted, totally confidential questions. Beyond the basic contact and industry info, it asks you to pinpoint your biggest time drain. It asks, hey, if you could automate just one repetitive task today, what would it be? It evaluates your current lead generation challenges, whether you're drowning in low-quality leads or you just have zero time to follow up, and it gauges your current AI experience level. These questions ensure that when we hop on that 40-minute Zoom call, we hit the ground running. Which leaves us with one final provocative thought to consider today. Are you ready to actually diagnose the root cause of your operational friction before you spend another dime on the next shiny new tool? Because modernizing a business isn't about just moving fast in the wrong direction. It's about securing absolute operational clarity, plugging those hidden leaks that are quietly killing your growth, and building a solid foundation that is truly ready for the future. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.